How to build an AI scaffold Part 2. The MSG thread, the master summary generator. In the last video I showed you how to build the scaffold crew. Each thread had a name, a job and a personality. They all knew each other existed and I was the integrator, joining the dots between them. It felt like the whole thing would run forever. But it won't. Every conversation has a memory limit. Think of it as a whiteboard that slowly fills up. The longer you talk, the less room there is for the important stuff. So how do you stop them from forgetting? You build a thread whose only job is to remember. I call it the Master Summary Generator, MSG for short. The idea is simple. After you've been running your crew for a few weeks, long enough that there's real history to preserve, go to one of your threads and ask it for a summary. Not a quick recap. Ask it to pull together all the key points from your previous conversations, plus anything the thread wants to carry over into the next thread. The core, not the commentary. Do this for every thread and create a dedicated MSG for each one, so they get a personalised memory. The thread will generate a text block for you to copy. Do that. Open a new text document and paste it in there for the meantime. This is your transfer case, somewhere safe while you set up the new thread. Now, open a brand new thread. This is where the MSG gets its instructions. You're going to paste in the MSG instructions text, a set of prompts that tells this new thread exactly what it is and what its job will be. I've left a copy in the description for you to copy and paste. Somewhere in that text is a placeholder that looks like this. Delete that placeholder, paste in the text block you stored, and send it. When you enter that prompt, the thread becomes your MSG. It's ready to receive updates. Here's the part that's easy to skip, and honestly it's the most important bit. Every few days, ask your chat thread if it has any updates. The thread will tell you what's changed, what's been decided, what's worth remembering. Then paste those updates into the MSG thread. The MSG collects them all. Think of it as feeding a diary. You don't need to write everything down, just the things that matter. If you do it consistently, the MSG stays current, and your crew never has to rely on a fading memory. Now this is important. I have tested the scaffold on various AI models, and as the thread gets longer, some models start to forget the start of the conversation. Because of the unique compression system DeepSeek uses, this isn't really a problem. But if you decide to use Gemini, Claude, or any other model, it most definitely is. However, I have noticed that if you keep a thread going too long, it can become stale and appear uninterested. But how do you know when it's time to migrate for real? Here's a trick I use. Open the thread in your browser, go to print, don't actually print it, just have a look at the page count. When that number gets to roughly 400 pages, it's time to move. At that point, go to your MSG thread and give it the command compile latest master summary. The MSG will take all the updates it's collected and produce the complete current state of the project. That text is your seed. Copy it, open a brand new thread and paste it in. Your new thread starts with everything it needs to know. Now, this may sound like admin, but it's really continuity. The old thread might be full, but the scaffold doesn't die, because the MSG carried everything that mattered across. The crew knows who they are, what they're doing, and where the project stands. The migration is seamless. Build the crew, feed the MSG, watch the page count, compile, seed again. That's how you stop them from forgetting. It's worth mentioning that this is for web chat only. If you are using an API or an agent harness, then the memory can be built in and automatically update itself. But that's a whole different video. If you're building your own scaffold, start with part 1, the links below. And if you want to follow the full arc of addiction recovery, subscribe. We're not done yet.